Hey guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to the video, and today we are doing another episode of the 300 Prompts series. If you guys don't know what this is, basically there is this book called 300 Prompts and there's also a 500 Prompts version, but it gives you 300 different drawing prompts to build off of, and today's prompt is Lotus Flower. Also, if you guys enjoy this video and you want to see more of this same series, you guys can check out the playlist of this series in the card in the upper right hand corner. Reading this prompt, it made me immediately think of White Lotus, of course, from Avatar, everyone's favorite show. But now I kind of want to do something like earthbendery-ish with a little bit of like flower mixed in. You feel? Okay, so my initial thought process of like when I sat down and actually analyzed the prompt and wanted to brainstorm a little bit, the first thing that I actually thought of was the White Lotus from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Basically, there's this little group that like we get introduced to in the series from Uncle Iroh. It spans across all the different bending types, and yeah, so that was the first thing I thought of, because their whole logo and stuff like that is a White Lotus. And then I decided to kind of just choose one of the bending types and go along with it. And since the prompt was Lotus Flower, I decided to go with the earth element because flowers are kind of from like nature, so it's like it kind of makes sense to just go along with earth. On a little bit of a different topic, something that's not relating to anything with these 300 prompts. I received this comment, shout out to whoever put this comment down, that I sound like Violet from Incredibles. And although I don't necessarily hear the resemblance, I am very happy about it, because Violet was definitely one of my all-time like favorite characters as a little kid, and I watched Incredibles like so many times when I was little because Violet was just so cool. You know, that definitely made my day. So the first thing I did was look up earthbending references. So I looked at a lot of different people from the original series, and I noticed that a lot of the earthbending like garments and stuff is pretty simple. It's a lot of just like regular draping garments. There isn't like a ton of detail in them. A lot of times it was almost just like a few different solid colors like mixed into the different garments, and then that was about it. So like if you look at Toph specifically, she has like I think 2 or 3 colors in her entire wardrobe, and it's all like big color blocks, and it's pretty simple. I also noticed across a few different earthbenders is that they did like this studded belt sort of, so it's either like this dark green or like a black belt, and then it had little like gold studs all over it. That was something that I wanted to bring into my piece, especially because I think it looked good on my piece and it also resembled the Earth Kingdom. And the last thing that I noticed was that the earthbenders a lot of times wore like a headband of some sort, so I also decided to bring that in, and the headband and the belt was a place where I could put the little like White Lotus symbol. Also, since we're kind of maybe going along with this whole like White Lotus Avatar ordeal, I thought we would kind of talk about Avatar. So as you guys might know, there's Avatar: The Last Airbender and there's Avatar like Legend of Korra Avatar. Personally, as someone that grew up with just like the regular Avatar: The Last Airbender, I probably still have a preference for the original. I've seen both, but I think that the original just has like a little bit of a better storyline, doesn't feel quite as forced sometimes. But I would still say Legend of Korra is really good. So if you have the opportunity, I would see both. All right, I think I'm done with this sketch. As much as this isn't really like super flowery, it still reminded me of the whole White Lotus thing from Avatar. So still use the prompt, just probably a little bit different than what most people would predict. So now that we have the sketch done, let's go ahead and move over to the digital coloring. Now for the stance of the earthbender that I'm drawing today, I did a little bit of research again into like how they did earthbending and how they made it in the series and stuff like that. And fun fact, I was looking into this isn't necessarily that important, but earthbending and its like technique and style was based off of the Hungar Kung Fu style. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I think it's really interesting how Avatar: The Last Airbender like did a lot of careful research into different fighting styles and different groups of people and brought that into the series. Welcome to the new setup, guys. Now that I'm in Chicago, got this brand new apartment, brand new setup, quite a bit different from what you saw in the last tour. So if you guys want a new tour, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to do it. So yeah, for the earthbending fighting style, if you've seen the TV show, you would know is that they're very like low to the ground, very like controlled stances. I think most often that you would see from the TV show and that you probably know is that like they would have their two legs kind of going in different directions, and then they would be almost like in a squat position, or their legs would be at like 45 to 90 degree angles. That was super prevalent in like all of the different Avatar series and stuff like that. I had to bring that into my drawing, of course. I think I have redrawn this line a total of like 20 times. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be an artist, this is what it is. Redrawing the same line over and over. And then since this whole prompt started off with the whole like white lotus thing, I wanted to also bring that into my drawing. So I decided to put the logo onto her headband and her belt. And then since I felt like it was a little bit forced just to like have the symbol on there, I also did a little bit of research into how they designed the White Lotus wardrobes in the show. For all the different wardrobes, they had like these ankle cuffs. I'm not exactly sure what to call them, but there are little things on their ankles and they're always the same. So I decided to bring that into her wardrobe, but make them earthbender colors. So I had them like green and yellow. So I guess the whole idea behind this is to have her as an earthbender training to get into the White Lotus like club, I guess. All right, guys, you might be proud of me, but I'm actually drawing the hands today. I know, I'm really moving up in the world, guys. Sometimes they get crap for not drawing the hands in my characters, so. And I know it was one of like the New Year's resolutions. Rachel's gonna draw the hands. Then as you guys will see in this video, I end up using the gradient tool. This is something that I've kind of like recently picked up and like kind of started to like really understand lately, and it's something that I think is super useful. I think the gradient tool in Photoshop is really good at adding like this depth of field and just contrast to your image that it's like so hard to emulate without having the gradient tool. So you can kind of see like before I even do anything with a gradient tool, it's like semi-flat, but you know, there's still shadows there from when I put them there earlier. But then once I do the gradient tool and you see like the finished image, it's like a whole different picture. You know, now that I'm like looking at this image and like really analyzing what I have drawn, it reminds me a lot of the Toph drawing that I made like a few years back or something. Like this is like weird, I don't know, like this is like a really similar image to what I drew a few years ago, and it's kind of whack. Hopefully this one's like at least a little bit better. All right, so now I am finally done, and here is the final image today that we made from the Lotus Flower prompt in our book. Overall, I really like what we made, and it might seem quite a stretch from the original prompt, but that's kind of how prompts work. You take them how you want and you build an idea off of them, and that's what we did today. All right, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what you guys want to see next on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications for more awesome art videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.